Chapter 5, Using Running Records to Look at Social Development. Hi, I'm Jackie Taylor, and today's agenda is distinguishing between anecdotal records and running records, practicing a running record, discussing how various theorists view social development, discussing the importance of play in social development, examining various observation methods appropriate for recording details in social development. Running records are written as the events are happening. If time is interrupted, then a line is drawn and the time is recorded. The return time is noted when the teacher begins to observe again. Just like stopping and restarting a video, running record is a detailed account of what is observed. Exact quotes are recorded. It is an observation of 5 to 10 minutes of ordinary behavior, not an event like an anecdotal record. Running records are one of the most time-intensive recording methods. To concentrate fully on one child and write accurately and descriptively about the child's every action and conversation takes undivided attention. That means that this recording method is not practical for the person who is also responsible for the classroom. The student teacher or student visitor may have the luxury of doing running records without having any other classroom responsibility. This is a wonderful learning experience and one that should be practiced. Another option is for the program director to arrange coverage of the teacher's classroom for a brief period each day, so the teacher can sit and watch children's play. Or a classroom volunteer could be trained in this method under the direction of the teacher. To recap, the running record details segments of behavior occurring in a certain time block. It focuses on an individual child to show a naturalistic view of a part of the day. It can be analyzed for evaluation of many different developmental areas. I like that it can be used for a variety of purposes. I do not like that it can make the child feel watched and can sometimes change his behavior. And running record is the same technique used as an anecdotal record. It's factual, detailed, and the account is written over a span of time. Actions are described, quotes are recorded as precisely as possible. Focus on one child or one play area. Running record is written as the events are happening. It should be objective, using facts. Everything that happens is recorded. It is like turning on a video camera and letting it run. Be careful to observe far away enough so as not to interfere with the child's actions, but close enough to hear conversations. Add the date, time, recorder's name, child's name, and child's age. Write in time recording ended. First time a child is named in the recording, you can write the child's name. Then the next time, just use the initials. Let's take a few minutes to read through this running record. Locate the mistakes. Write down your answers. If you did not have time to finish, stop the recording where it is and continue to finish reading and writing down your answers. Now let's look at the answers. Here are some of the errors in the running record. They did not include the child's age. They used the term plays, but it's too generic. It does not have what Anne says recorded in exact quotes. Who is Q? Should use the child's name the first time in the running record and then use the initial the second time. Snow was not in quotation marks. How does the observer know what Anne thinks? Not much detail in some of the sentences. How does the recorder know Anne wants to play with other children? And the recorder did not include the end time. If you need to go through these again, stop the recording and go through these answers. This week, you will be doing your own running record for observation. Remember, a running record is a detailed, objective, or factual, sequential recording while the event is happening. You will use the running recording sheet provided to record the observation while you're viewing a video of Shannon and her classmates. Complete the top portion of the sheet. Use only the child's first name. Type the child's age, 4. Type in your name as a recorder. During the 2-minute video, type everything the child says and does. Use exact quotes. Record all observed behavior in detail. The actions, body and verbal language, facial expressions, etc. Remember, type only what is directly observed. Watch the video as many times as needed to capture all the details. Later, use the right margin to make reflective comments about what was seen. Reflective comments may include developmental information as well as contextual observation. Remember to include all domains of development, even though we're focusing on social development this week. Many theorists in the past have pondered the origins of how people relate to one another. Freud looked at social behavior through sexual nature of humans hidden in the subconscious. Erikson's psychosocial developmental theory looked not just at biology, but at the changing mind and emotions and the effects of society in forming behavior patterns. Piaget felt children's thinking governed their actions. Skinner and Watson described how learning takes place when it is reinforced either negatively or positively. Maslow's work investigated the causes of behavior based on our met or unmet needs. Vygotsky heavily emphasized the role that culture and play have on children's development. Kohlberg studied and expanded Piaget's ideas about moral development into stages that are the basis for moral behavior, the ethics of interacting with one another. Read more in depth about each theorist in your textbook. So what does all that theory have to do with early childhood practices? 7 major clusters of social skill behaviors have been identified that are important for success in both academic and peer group settings: communication, cooperation, assertion, responsibility, empathy, engagement, and self-control. Play is a part of life, not just for children, but for adults as well. An understanding of play and its importance is necessary to child observers because it's a vehicle for learning. In fact, play equals learning. Learning to play and learning from play. The concept map in Figure 5-5 illustrates the developmental areas involved in play, the kinds of play, its connection with language arts, and the necessary provisions for play. Play helps children develop physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially. play as social development moves from simple to complex, just as all other areas of development. Negative play or non-play, unoccupied play, would be just like a person sitting there. Onlooker play would be, for example, if you were using blocks, a person watching others playing with blocks. Solitary play would be a person playing with blocks all alone. Social attention play or parallel play would be two people or two groups of people playing side by side with blocks but not interacting. Associate play side by side and they talk occasionally. They're still using the blocks. They may trade blocks or smile at each other or say things like, "I like your tower," but they're not really playing together. Collaborative or cooperative play is where they actually work together, build blocks together, work on a block project together, cooperate or collaborate on a project. The types of cognitive play are also known as the person's intent or purpose as she engages in play. Actions repeated for practice and exploration are described as functional play. A child paints all over the paper, his hands, and the legs of the easel. Clay is squeezed, patted, rolled, poked, or cut. Blocks are piled and knocked down, containers filled with them and then dumped. No end product is in mind. It is just manipulation of materials. Constructive play actually produces a product. The manipulation of a paintbrush turns into a recognizable flower. Clay balls are piled on top of each other and made into a snowman. Dramatic play takes the player into the world of pretend. Games with rules become part of the play when children become 5 or 6 years of age. To play games with rules, children need to be able to see each other's point of view, have more developed language skills, and be able to play in a more cooperative way. Successful interaction with age mates is a crucial predictor of not only academic success, but also mental health and well-being. Social emotional skills that support school readiness enable children to learn. They include confidence, curiosity, intentionality, self-control, relatedness, capacity to communicate, and cooperativeness. Barriers to the development of these skills place the child at risk of difficulty adjusting to school routines and later problems, such as potential academic difficulties, delinquency, and drug abuse. Research indicates that when young children have quality academic and social preschool experiences, the effects can persist into later years, reducing high school dropouts, teen pregnancy, and crime, and increasing years of education completing and earnings, giving proof that the investment in preschool education pays. Social development can be observed using other methods of recording besides running records. Class list logs, checklists, anecdotal records, interviews, time samples, work samples, and even photographs, videos, audio.